What's up YouTube, Knight's Edge here again. Got another pretty cool little review for you of a pretty cool little knife, man. This one's courtesy of Ponds. Big shout out to Ponds. It's thanks to people like him that I can review such cool knives and take a look at a lot of things I otherwise wouldn't be able to take a look at. Thanks to all my subscribers also. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you want to hear me ramble more, hit the subscribe button. If you would really want to support the channel, consider joining the channel membership, and also Patreon's link down below. I believe it starts $2 a month. Not a prerequisite at all to watch this video, but I really would appreciate it if you did. So without further ado, this one is the Kansept Knives Little Main Street little bitty knife. So did the Main Street the other day, doing the Little Main Street today, also out of Ponds' collection. So before we get too far into the weeds here, let's go ahead and do overall length. So you're looking at from the tip of the blade all the way to the end of the handle, about 5 3/8 of an inch. Blade length is right at 2 1/4, and sharpen edge is right at 2 1/4 because it's a straight line there. You got the little wicked little Main Street Warncliffe going on, but in a mini package. Then we'll go ahead and get the calibers out here, make sure they're zeroed out. Do thickness at the spine, looking around 118 thousandths, so not too much thinner than the regular Main Street. And and behind the edge, maybe even a little thicker behind the edge, 23 thousandths or so behind the edge on the Little Main Street. And before I forget, like I always do, handle thickness 0.44 of an inch, 449 thousandths, what I got right there for handle thickness, and not really too thick or thin either way. Now let's go ahead and do some size comparisons and get out this will give you a solid idea of the size right here. Spyderco Paramilitary 2. All right, so definitely a smaller knife for sure. Spyderco Para 3, definitely a smaller knife, right? All right, up next we got the Ontario Knives Wrap Model 1 and the Ontario Knives Wrap Model 2, so definitely smaller than both. You got the Cold Steel Knives 8010, which dwarfs it, and the Demko Knives 8020.5, which also dwarfs it. So let's go ahead and get out two knives that would give you more of an idea of the size, I think. First of all, you got the regular Kansept Main Street up next to the Mini right there, so that kind of gives you an idea of how far down they shrunk it. All right, and second off, you've got, this is another small knife, the Civivi Baby Banter. Right, so very close in overall length to the Baby Banter. Baby Banter is a little bit longer. Baby Banter actually has about 1/4 inch or so less cutting edge than the Main Street, than the Little Main Street, even though the Little Main Street is in fact a little bit shorter in overall length. So definitely interesting there. I guess that's because of the Warncliffe blade shape, you know, and plus they trim out some of that for that little forward finger choil. But yeah, Civivi Baby Banter is a classic little knife, and I think maybe that's what they were going for with the Little Main Street. Main Street is a really good knife. Little Main Street, I don't know. I'll hold off to the end for my full feelings on it. But yeah, got some definitely got some opinions on that. So let's go ahead and we'll do weight on it. Get out the old scale here. Get a weight on this bad boy. I don't know. I would guess probably around 2.5 ounces, 2.1. So I was off by almost half an ounce. 2.1, so definitely pretty light, under the ounce and inch ratio there, so that's a good thing. In the pocket, get out the old blue jeans here. Let's see, right-handed tip up, it looks like is the only way you can mount this one. It does have a deep carry clip, so you got that little bit sticking out. It is fifth pocket, you know, recommendable, I would think. I don't know, maybe a little long for fifth pocket, maybe not though. But yeah, so definitely carries pretty well. And again, looking at the clip, these could have been recessed. That would have been nice if those screws were recessed there. So put the blue jeans up. Let's get out the hardware check. Got a T8 in here right now. Pivot, gonna be a T8. A little loose on that pivot actually. Tighten that up. Body screws, T6 on that. And pocket clip screws are T6. So yeah, I wish the pocket clip screws, of course, were T6. Wish it had a captive pivot. Well, I mean, if you gotta take it apart, you gotta take it apart. Just you know, use quality bits and apply plenty of pressure, and that'll help to not strip stuff out, as I'm known to do. Definitely see some skeletonization in there. That helps a little bit with weight reduction, so that's a good thing. But yeah, the hardware, the locking mechanism, I have no issues with that. The crossbar style lock works pretty well on this one. I think it might have been better suited for maybe, and I know a lot of people are, you know, probably hate this, but a liner lock maybe would have even been better suited, because the way you gotta, all right, so if you've got it deployed, you can't get a full grip on this thing. I can. I have I wear a large glove, have average size hands, you know, I think, but you can only get a 3-finger grip on this, so that puts you right here when you're gripping it with your pinky kind of supporting the butt of the blade a little bit. I think that's why it's slanted maybe too. Maybe that helps a little bit with that. You can't get right up in here to get that last you know, finger on there. So that's one thing that I don't like about it. You know, you can put your thumb all the way up here, push down on that and back here. That's a good thing, but whenever you're trying to unlock it, you have got to move your you've got, oh, there's a screw came out somewhere right there. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy. Never had that happen. What is that, T6? Let's put Pon's screw back in. That is definitely a first. So that came out of the lock bar. Put that back in. Kind of unusual. I'll put some blue Loctite on it for him. That's kind of crazy, as I was just talking about the I was just talking about the issue. That's not the issue that I had. The issue that I had that I'm having with it is whenever you go to unlock it, you know, you've got to you got to reposition your hand and pull it back to here and push this against your palm right there to, you know, that's how you would normally unlock that. Kind of fairly uncomfortable, and you're also trying to keep your fingers out of the blade path while you do that, you know. So, you know, definitely something to keep in mind. You know, it is definitely a smaller knife, and the ergonomics that work on the main street don't necessarily work on the little main street as good. Yeah, Pons, I will definitely go back and get some blue Loctite here in a second and tighten that up. That's kind of weird. That is weird that it did that, for sure. Never seen one do that before. Unless a spring broke. I don't know, I might actually have to disassemble this thing. Did it spring break? Huh. No, because it's still going forward. That is weird. See, it's not, so it looks like one of the springs might have broke. Yeah, to disassemble. See, there's a spring there, so that spring's not broke. And there's a spring going around right there, it looks like. So, huh. Kind of weird. Still opens and closes fine. Locks out fine. But yeah, to me, getting back to it, I will blue Loctite that for you, Pons, for sure. But to me, that's kind of, you know, having to move your hand back like that to undo it, I really don't like that. I would even rather a liner lock, you know, to where you could just roll it over, push it in, push it down, you know. I mean, you still got to manipulate it and move your hand around. It's not like a compression lock or a button lock, but yeah, that's definitely a bummer on that. And what just happened with the screw falling out also. That, the ergonomics, you know, the hardware could be better. They do have some jimping there, which is nice. I do really like that blade shape though. I like the aluminum on it. I like that frag pattern in particular. You can get it in other patterns and other materials. But that is a really cool looking pattern, and it's fairly comfortable too. You know, a little jimping inside there. So not like a totally terrible knife at all, you know. It's not my cup of tea. It's too small for me, for sure, you know, to manipulate and amongst other things. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I really appreciate it, Pons, man. Thanks. I swear I didn't know what that was gonna happen. But yeah, I got to put some blue Loctite in there for sure. I didn't know that that screw was going to come out. It's kind of weird. So you can still kind of move that back and forth. So maybe one of those Omega springs slipped or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll have to get a hold of Pons and see what he says about it. See if he minds me disassembling it, taking a look at it, because I would definitely like to get in there and take a look at it. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. That is the Kansept Knives Little Main Street. I don't personally recommend it. If you want to buy one though, it is linked down in my affiliate links in the description. Kansept Knives, I would get a commission off of it if you bought it. So there's that. But again, I appreciate all my Patreons, all my subscribers. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you want to listen to me ramble more and more about knives, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, y'all stay sharp.